Well, good evening, everybody. It's Monday night. It's time for our hangout. We do this every Monday and Friday at 7 o'clock. And if you'd like to be a part of that, you just need to be a member of Stunhanger and a supporter for the current year. And you can join. Now, you can always watch it on YouTube, but if you'd like to join, in order to see those links on Stunhanger, you have to be a current supporter. I did give a little leeway to some, but as those run out, those will go away. So let's see here. Gotta go here. Tonight, when somebody comes in or whatever and can hold a conversation going, I'm going to paint this. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. I was going to go on today, but I had to go to the hospital. Chris needed to go to the doctor. So I sat in the parking garage for hours. So that killed the day. I think there's somebody downstairs. Well, that ain't what I thought it was. Thought there was somebody out there ripping my gate apart again. I'll give him a tune-up on that. Here comes, Bob Hunt. Well, he's trying. He must be in his shop. First one on. Oh, man. You gotta unmute yourself and turn your camera on, Bob. There you are.
Took me a minute. I'm not used to the one in the shop much anymore.
Yeah, you'll be in and out. Hey, what's that?
What's that red airplane over my shoulder?
Yeah. Comes Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Hi, how you doing?
What's that red airplane over my shoulder?
Oh, I don't know.
That's an on-running joke.
I know.
You're falling down. You're second tonight.
Yeah, I know. I had my computer's slowing up. I had to do its thing and restart and wait and wait and wait.
That's the government spying.
Yeah.
Well, if they got nothing better to do than spy on us.
Yeah. It's
pretty boring.
Like old men
yeah.
playing with toy airplanes.
Yeah.
Got chilly here again.
Let's see what's the temperature here. I think we're about 65.
Yeah, we're cold. We're going to be at 28 tonight.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't think we're getting that low. We might be though.
We were up at 90 the other day. Now we're down to 28.
Yeah.
We are 64.
That's reasonable.
It'll be 61 an hour. And tomorrow will be 79.
I went to the chiropractors today. I'm getting cold laser treatments for my back and also adjustments. And I asked him, I said, what about inversion? And he said, well, he said, a lot of people can't tolerate it. I said, well, you know, I did a lot of aerobatic flying in full-size airplanes. I said, I think I can tolerate it. So he put me on this inversion machine and left me on there for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. And my back is definitely better tonight. Now, I don't know if I've talked myself into that or if it really did stretch it out a little bit and maybe there's some hope. So every time I go, I'm going to get that inversion for another week or two. I'm getting these cold laser treatments. And if it really does work, I'm going to buy one. They're not that expensive.
Want to know about him? Talk to Dan McAtee.
Why is that?
He hangs upside down.
What is he, a bat?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. At least that's what I heard. He does those inversion things on that, I don't know, lawn chair looking thing.
Yeah. You lay down and turn upside down. There's
Yeah.
or something.
I'll give it a
Yeah.
try. If it works, that would be a blessing.
Well,
How are you, Richard?
I'm good. How are you guys?
good.
Hanging in there.
Good.
It's a reverse gravity machine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So give it a shot, you know. It gives me one more year at the field. I'll be a very happy guy.
Might try acupuncture.
Yeah, that's another thing he said that might work too. I'm going to try one thing at a time here, though. I mean, actually, I'm doing more than one thing. You know, I'm doing the cold laser treatment, the adjustments, and this inversion. So you got to figure out what, you know. If you do too many things, you don't know what's really working.
You throw it all against the wall, something's bound to stick.
What's that?
Throw it all against the wall, something's about to stick.
Yeah, exactly. So enough. That's how I was working designing airplanes. I threw enough mud at the wall. Sooner or later, something stuck. It's exactly the way I designed airplanes.
I just got 2 cortisone shots today, one in each shoulder.
Yeah, epidurals. Well, that's in the back though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get those too.
Yeah.
After a while, though, it's a diminishing return kind of thing.
Well, I need a new shoulder and it's just buying time before it gets done.
Right shoulder or left shoulder?
Right shoulder.
You're right-handed?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So what do you get done? Laser or
I'm not ready for that.
oh,
Well, we all can get together. We
Yeah.
can all get together. We got knives and super glue and stuff. We can.
Yeah.
That's what Werwich said. He came in. I said, I got a real bad back problem. He said, well, you got a Dremel tool, don't you? I said, yeah. He said, well, on the bench, I'll fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got all the same tools they got.
Yeah. I think I trust Billy more than some surgeons, actually. Well,
So you don't go
Okay.
ahead.
Go ahead.
You don't know whether he got his side yard fixed so he can fly back there?
Well, yes, it is plowed it and graded and everything so he can fly, but he just can't fly because he can't walk right now. He's in a wheelchair when he goes out. He's in a walker around the house, so he's not able to fly right now. I'm hoping he will be able to again, but I'm not convinced he's going to be able to. It's a shame.
Well, you need to get some of them videos from the VSC that Carl Shoup flew in the wheelchair. So
That
he
was-
can get an example.
That was amazing that day. And that was a heavy, heavy wind too. It was him and me and Billy Whiteley. I think Joe Bowman were the only guys that flew that day. It was so windy. And we all got through it. But Carl got through it, at that belfry bound thing, that Dale Kern airplane. He got through it better than you can possibly imagine. Well, by himself out there in a wheelchair. He was doing all the turning with one hand and flying with the other. Gee,
He was a nice guy.
he was a nice guy.
It's kind of odd looking at his hands, but
Yeah,
he was a nice guy.
I got one. He made that line clip bending tool. That's the first one to make those, and I guess he gave it over to Jim Lee or something. I'm not sure how that all worked out, but I got one of Carl Shoup's. I got one of the original ones.
I got a pair of pliers he made for me for crimping furrows. That they're around somewhere. Super needle nose furrow crimpers. And when I say looking at his hands, Richard, he didn't have any thumbs. He had toes on his hands for thumbs.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
He was a machinist, and somehow he got his hands caught in a press or something.
Uh-huh.
A shear took his thumbs off.
Same thing happened to Paul Baluk. He got hit by a lightning while he was flying out of Cleveland, and it went down and blew out the bottom of his feet and blew his thumb off. And they had to take a toe and put it where his thumb is.
Oh.
So,
A hand without a thumb ain't worth a shit.
No, I don't think it would be, would it? No.
Kind of hard to,
that sounds almost like a haiku.
yeah.
I don't know what I did with that thing. I have that little device around here someplace.
Yeah. I know what it looks like. It's a bolt with a wire on it.
Yeah, it's a plate, and it's got a screw where you can adjust it for whatever length you want, bend any kind of clip you want.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got a few flights in this weekend. The wind finally stopped blowing out here.
Yeah, we saw it on Facebook.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You fly in your backyard?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you live?
Manhattan, Kansas.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a flat field there then.
Yeah, I just put in a new field. I just planted it last week. I put in 180-foot circle.
Wow.
And I planted bent grass. What they use on golf courses. So
You'll be
You gotta
having a
water that.
contest there.
yeah. If I learn to fly better.
Now, if you want to see some grass to take your cue from, go to Joe Knoll and look at those circles.
But putting greens.
Yeah.
Putting green.
I like to go back there again sometime, but I don't know.
I was thinking about going down to the ones is it going on right now, I think? Or is it maybe it's going on in a week or so? I don't know. I was thinking about going down, but my back was hurting so bad. But now that I got this little break, maybe I'll hop in the car and run down there. It's a 600-mile run,
Yeah, I know it's a long way down.
And
It's worth it.
another thing that's nice about that place, if you look at the pagoda there, that thing was built like by a cabinet maker. I don't think there's any nails in it.
Everything he does is top drawer. Top drawer.
I mean, I swear it's all hardwood and the joinery is fantastic. No screw. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember seeing any screws in it. The concrete is finished slicker than shit. It's great. They did a great job.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I was watching a video on Joe Knoll 2025 last night. Of course, it was mostly the electric line. They weren't up to where you guys fly. But makes you want to go back there.
Something to see is the night flying they do.
Yeah.
They put on glow sticks on their airplane and fly all night long.
Well, sometimes they're not even glow sticks. Sometimes they're LEDs that are actually strung inside the wing of some of those electric airplanes.
Yeah. I don't doubt it, but I thought they were glow sticks.
Yeah, they're neat.
Unless you're trying to get sleep.
Yeah.
What's that? You're trying to get sleep?
Yeah.
You know what's hard is when they have the couple of years ago, they had that helicopter jamboree out at the coinciding with the Nationals. It wasn't a competition event, although they had some fun events. But they had this Urcha, I think, I forgot what it was, but it was a helicopter jamboree, and they went 24/7, and I mean partying their little what's off. And we were out there at the campground, which is only like maybe half a mile away from that. They kept us up all night, shooting off fireworks and flying helicopters all night long. Or something.
Talk about $1 million row. When we were there was 30,000. They served 30,000 barbecues, so there had to be at least 30,000 people. And everybody had their big motorhomes back there. And I'm not talking about a motorhome like a Winnebago. I'm talking about coaches, like a Greyhound bus. The bus is $1 million, and the trailer looks exactly the same. It's just as big. Man, lots of money.
Where's the money come from? Where does it come from? No idea.
They must like to spend it.
I'll never have to worry about it.
And then when you go in them tents that they got there, if they got one airplane, they got 50 of all these $10,000 airplanes.
Well,
yeah.
There's an old saying: "He who dies with the most toys still dies."
Yeah.
Which would you rather have, all those airplanes or one really good trim stunt ship?
Yeah, one good trim stunt ship, because those were RC airplanes.
Yeah. Well, I fly RC. I love RC. It's a lot of fun. But, I look at RC and control line in much the same manner that I would look at swimming and diving. They're two different sports, but they happen to use a lot of the same equipment. But they're totally different sports. One has very little to do with the other. But they're both fun, But nothing can compensate for that pull on the handle, feeling the life of the airplane at the end of the lines. There's nothing like that. The other one's like a big video game without a reset button.
Yeah.
But it's okay. If they're happy, I'm happy.
A lot of skill in the flying them guys have.
How about it?
I mean, I don't.
I put a pattern at the Nationals level in the advanced class for a few years, and got into the top 10. And I'll tell you what, that was just as much work as getting ready for World Championships. It was a lot of work, and it's just as hard as what we're doing. No harder, no more challenging, no more rewarding, no more fulfilling. It's just different,
Yep. Come on, guys. Come on in and raise some hell.
We're here with all we need. We got Rich.
Yeah.
Got Gary. We got you and me, two Bobs. I mean, And that's Bob, B-O-B or B-O-B. Either way, it spells the same. It's like the perfect dyslexic name.
Did I ever tell you the joke, the Bob joke?
No.
This guy's in Hollywood, and he's standing on the street, and he yells at the guy, "Hey Jim, how's it going?" The guy yells back, and he's standing in front of this tavern, and the bartender says, "Wow, you know that guy." He said, "Well, yeah, I know everybody." He said, "Oh yeah, really? Who's that cop over there?" He said, "Well, that's Bill." "Hey Bill." Bill waves back, "Hi Bob." this goes on back and forth, and he said, come on in, I'll buy you a drink if you can name the next guy who walks through the door. So they're sitting there drinking a drink, and in walks this guy, and hey, Dave, how's it going? And he said, son of a gun, you really do know everybody. He said, well, I told you. He said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $1 million if you know the Pope. He said, okay, who's paying for the trip? He says, I'll buy the trip. They go over, they fly over to the Vatican, and he says,
I know this joke. Go ahead.
hey, John, how's it going? And the Pope waves back at him. And no, the Pope waves at him, and the guy standing next to the bartender says, hey, who's that guy up there on the stage with Bob? The guy in the pointy hat, who's that with Bob?
The guy with Bob. That's funny. Oh boy.
Hey, what's that plane hanging back there on the wall?
Yeah. Boom, boom. I really should move that. I got to play. I got rid. I gave Frankie Embriaco. Remember that little humbug looking airplane I had?
Yeah.
I gave that to Frankie Embriaco. He needed something to fly, so I met him at a McDonald's about 20 miles from my house. He picked it up. He was on a trip to his doctor's, and so I got a space on the wall that's free. If you want me to move it, I will, because it takes up a lot of time in these chats.
It don't matter.
Yeah, we just have fun with it.
I know. You ought to fly it though. The thing flies like a little stunt ship. I mean, it got me thinking about actually building for about 5 seconds about building a swept back wing stunt ship. And then I came to my senses. But it turns, it locks, it tracks, it flies just like a little stunt ship.
Does it have to fly fast though?
At about 85, 90 miles an hour. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
No, but it's very light. I think if I slowed it down, it would still fly good. I may try that, So it's fun. I fly at the vintage combat gatherings, and I get yelled at for putting electric in it.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So it flies fast. You'd have the pattern done before the judges got there to watch.
Yeah.
What's worse, having that with electric or a boxcar chief?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Electric boxcar chief.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that ain't very correct.
They have an electric. The FAI has now an official electric speed event.
Really?
And the electric airplanes are going like 10 kilometers faster than the fastest time ever turned by a glow engine. Which is hard to believe, but that's apparently they got it up now, so they're doing about 10 kilometers faster than any of the glow engine records that exist. Of course, they don't compete together; they compete in separate divisions. But that's interesting.
Well, it'll be impressive when Garnett's breaks the 300-mile-an-hour mark. The electric dragster ain't happening. They got too much battery. They got to have such a big battery to put out that horsepower to go that fast.
Yeah, or not go very far. I mean, you can put out a whole lot of power for a very short period of time with a reasonable sized battery, but you can't put out a whole lot of power for a whole lot of time. So
over the quarter mile, it takes, I can't remember, the horsepower exponentially goes up for every 10 miles an hour you want to go up.
Airframe speed. And of course, they're not doing quarter mile anymore. They're doing 1,000 feet.
Yeah. Instead of 1440, it's 1,000 foot.
1320, yes.
Yeah, 1320, yeah.
I used to do a lot of drag racing. Wendy and I did a lot of motorcycle drag racing together back in the late 60s, early 70s.
Think he'll ever come back?
I don't know. He talked about it for a little. Well, I don't know if he talked. You know who talked about it? It wasn't him. It was Jimmy Casal. I was talking to Jimmy, and he was talking about coming back. So he went after I talked to him. He apparently went out to a field where they fly, and they realized who he was. Somebody let him borrow like a ringmaster, and he crashed it.
Oh boy.
I like Jimmy. Jimmy was like Gene Schaefer, on steroids. A lot of fun to be around.
But in his defense, I would imagine the ringmaster was probably poorly built.
Yeah, I mean, he just went out and messed around with it. I'm sure he's trying to do more with it than it was capable of doing, because he's capable of doing a lot. He was a hoot. He was a lot of fun to fly with.
I had 2 of his Spectrums.
Yeah, I cut the wings for most of his airplanes.
They were light. Those airplanes were light.
Yep.
58 and 59 on those airplanes. They were big and light.
Yep. He was a musician, a traveling musician, a group called Waterfront, like almost like a Chicago type band, a horn band. He was a sax player, and he knew what tables in what motels in what towns were the flattest, and he would always call ahead and reserve a certain room because it had the flattest table, and he would build after gigs during the day and things, because they were there for 2 or 3 days. He would build on the tables in the motel rooms. And he went through about 70 airplanes. He crashed a lot of airplanes. He was a very good customer.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the paint on his airplanes was very minimalistic. You could see through it. I mean, it was terrible.
Yeah. Jimmy had his own deal, his own program going, and it worked. I mean, he won 4 Nats, and never took a medal at a Worlds, but he took a fourth one at 84 at Westover. Came close.
Mr. Ed, what's up?
Howdy, gentlemen.
Hey, Ed.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a lot of things going on, and
How's the foot?
it's better. And because of that, you do more, and then
It gets worse.
it lets you know.
Yeah.
And so it was on ice for an hour before walking back here to the man cave and stuff. But I 4,300 steps today, and
Wow.
I couldn't see 1,000 steps before, up until about 4 weeks ago.
What's your estimated time of getting back to normal?
Well, in 6 months you should be not too bad, but a year. Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
what is that, Mr. Hunt?
And what is that?
Ed sent that to me. That goes on in your car over the vents, and it spins the prop.
Yeah, we traded gifts.
What did I send you? I forgot.
It was a motor mount.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to put this in the car. I haven't done it yet, so
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
very cool.
Yeah. But now I just between work and physical recovery and stuff, it's just one thing after another. And that I've got some land that I'm trying to sell. It's about that time of my life, so see about getting that off my plate.
I got a bridge in Brooklyn if you're interested.
A what?
I have a bridge in Brooklyn if you're interested.
Well, I need a bridge.
What state is it in?
I sell it cheap. It's in New York.
My
What?
land is West Virginia.
Oh, too cold.
Yeah. The good thing is all the recent development has been all around it. The FBI center moved in not too far away.
Oh, perfect.
The new hospital is there, and all the new businesses. So, and it's almost up against it.
Bob, have you been to his facility there at the airport? That would be you, Bob.
Yeah, what about it?
Have you been there?
No.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, we're and part of the reason for not being here is Spain showed its true colors to us and to me. So
Hmm.
I was dealing with a issue with Spain
Oh boy.
and that. They screwed me and my other two customers, all of us together. Sent stuff over, couldn't release it. Wouldn't tell us why they wouldn't release it. All the special tooling and stuff. And finally, after over a week, we returned. And then about 2.5 months later, the tooling comes back and stuff. So
After they scanned it, copied it.
wouldn't do them any good. You got to know how to use it. That's the one good thing. And that. Yeah, we've had stuff stolen before, and it's like, it's not going to do anybody any good. You wouldn't even know what it is, other than it's a bunch of hunks of metal, special tooling for removal and installation process of engine jet parts.
Hmm.
And that, but yeah, with that, and having to work with Europe at night, or I mean early morning our time, and stuff. And yeah, just one excuse after another out of me. So I apologize.
Don't apologize.
I
That's
have
it.
listened a little bit.
Work. Work comes first.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you guys a story about China and Stunhanger, the intellectual property squabble I had with them?
No.
No. Well, I didn't hear it.
China sent me somebody in China, Shanghai or where, I don't know, sent me an email stating that I was infringing on the Stunhanger name. I said, really? He said, yeah, we're gonna take you to court and all this other stuff and take the name over. I said, hey, go for it. Obviously the database, if I get stunhanger.com first, I'm first. Well, they had stunhanger.ca or whatever China's abbreviation is.
Right.
And I said, well, whatever. She said, we're gonna put you out of business. I said, you know what? Go for it. Without me, there is no Stunhanger. You can have it all you want. They were trying to blackmail me into sending them money. Not happening.
Yeah, we had to do a bunch of stuff years ago, protection, so we didn't get people try to get money out of us by messing up our website and stuff. So
Crazy.
Well, they try to mess my website up about once a year. They attack.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out. It's just like my computer. If it breaks, I'm not paying no ransom. I'll just take it, throw it in the can, and go get another one.
Yep.
What a world we live in.
Yeah, and now we're looking at AI stuff. How's it going to help us? Is that something we want to do? And that, so it's interesting.
Are you ready for the disclosure on alien beings?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, they got it on Amazon now. They got a documentary we just released today. I can't remember. I have to look real quick. But Trump is going to come out and we got alien beings.
Well, I know we got a bunch in the government and elsewhere.
well,
Yeah.
they exist. Just look at RC helicopter flyers. Aliens exist.
The name of the movie is The Age of Disclosure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that new movie by Spielberg?
No, it's by government officials.
There's a new movie coming out, Disclosure Day or something like that. I forgot what it was. I don't, I have no use for that stuff.
About how they're back in. Bob Lazar wasn't crazy. Everybody thought he was crazy, but he wasn't.
But it happens.
Yeah. Maybe they're staying back and just laughing at us the way we operate, for all I know.
Probably say they still fly control line down there. We're not going to bother with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at the baby toys they're playing with. Yeah.
That's funny.
Hey, speaking of AI, though, what is it? Mike Rowe Foundation. You know about
Yeah.
him, right?
Dirty Jobs. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing what he's doing?
I didn't
He's
see.
he's got a YouTube out, and he talks about learning a trade. He says you want to make yourself a good living and be AI, not having to worry about AI. Learn a trade
Yep.
Right.
and stuff.
Plumber, carpenter.
And
Electrician.
and he's got a foundation out that is sending money out to help organizations and stuff. So I'm going to be sending him a message about the expo just to see what he has to say.
What
Did you get?
what's the date of that expo this year?
Well, it changed again today. The 18th and 19th of September.
Okay.
I had to do that. Originally, it was going to tie in with the carnival, and the carnival couldn't move their date, and the repairs and the resurfacing of the sports complex was butting right up against it. So if there was any mess ups and delays, it messes up the parking and the whole bunch of stuff. So he asked me to move it. And so I said, well, you know, you're helping me out, so whatever it takes.
That might be the dates of our North Beast. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, so right now, the way it's scheduled on the 18th is going to be for the schools to send students a field trip day. And I was concerned about getting schools to commit to a field trip day, but I've been talking to them, and they're already starting to make phone calls trying to sign up for this fall and stuff. So right now, it's going to be sign your school up, and it's going to be free flight, control line. Well, it's going to be all the stuff that we did. And where do you want to be most interested in? But we also want them to spend each time at each station and stuff. So that's the 18th, and then the 19th is like open to whatever we did in the previous years, whoever shows up and stuff.
I'm gonna
So-
I'm gonna mute myself for a minute, guys. I want to call Luciano and find out the dates of that contest. So
Okay. Well, it messes up Will Smith coming and that because that's his club anniversary.
Did you guys see where China ran a robot in a race and it beat the latest record by an hour? You know, a marathon. The
oh,
robot
good.
was running its ass off.
Good Lord. I tell you, I'm kind of glad I'm on the downhill side.
Yeah.
I was telling my junior partners, because you know of course they're interested in this stuff and all that, and it's like you know all this stuff is going to start taking over. You're gonna see it. You can experience it. Nah, I'm not going to have to worry about it and stuff.
They had a girl on the Today Show that was born without arms from about, from her elbow down. She didn't have no arms.
Right.
And she had two black 3D printed arms, and her hands would turn round and round, and she could think it, and her hands would articulate just like regular hands. So they took the hand off and set it on the desk, and she would just think it because it's 2.4 gigahertz, and it would articulate on the desk. Didn't have to be attached to her. I mean, that's some pretty amazing stuff they're coming up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I had to write a nasty letter over to Spain, and so the guy that was involved, the junior partner who was involved, he wrote it, and I'm going, man, Ed, this is a great letter. And he just smiled and he said, AI. And that he gave it parameters, and he said, I need a very stern letter, but I don't want to be too insulting. And it kept changing things and until we liked what it said and stuff. And it was part of our negotiations using those letters.
And how'd that work out for you? Not good.
I was hoping to recoup the hard money spent, and I got about 85% of it back.
You know what? You're better off though. If they're going to be pain in the ass in the beginning, that ain't worth doing.
Yeah, and listen, that stuff's going to happen and stuff, and so I helped another customer in Fort Worth, and I bent over backwards to help them, and all of a sudden that bill never got paid. And when I went to check up on them, the FAA had closed the facility because of all the things they were doing and stuff, and it didn't surprise me. And I was over there helping him with an engine, and he had an engine taken apart, a Citation engine taken apart, and he wanted to change some bearings out and stuff, and because it had metal and oil.
Not
I
good.
says, so you're just going to change a bearing and put it back together? No, I'm not going to help you.
Right. Got to take the crank out, get it ground and checked and magnaflux.
Well, this is a jet engine, so
Oh.
it has to be completely tore down.
Right.
Yeah, metal and oil and stuff. So, and that was the same company that did a wheel change, and the gear got stuck up in the wheel well because there wasn't enough clearance, and that was part of the requirement to check clearance after putting on a recap tire if you're going to use a recap or a new one, whatever it was. So,
Ed, I got bad news for you. Your thing is on Friday and Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Our contest is on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I fully understand, and it's just one of those things where I have to work with them. I mean, they're not charging anything.
Oh, I get it. I feel bad that I'm not going to be able to make it.
Well,
I enjoyed it.
Well, but here's what I'm looking at for 2027. You didn't see the turf behind the building, did you? How big it was?
No.
Well, they've got a new turf being laid 2.5 times the size that I figure I could put 5 control line circles in.
Wow. That's a contest.
And so I was just looking at, man, and they're very receptive to it because once again, it draws people to the area. So I was, but there again, what date do you hold it? Number one, that you don't interfere with everybody else, and nobody is familiar with West Virginia. Of course, you know what the site is like. You know what the flying off the turf is like.
Yeah, it's great.
And so
I love flying off that turf.
So I was really looking at, is there any way we could do something for 2027?
You could run a team selection there.
Oh, wow. But also in conjunction with this, you've got Science Olympiad that's heavy with kids, and you've got Technical Students Association, and I'm presently helping the state education office on the technical side for mechanics. So I've been reviewing everything that they want to show the schools. So if there's any way to try to tie all this stuff in, to get it, I think that would be pretty cool. And that, so I've already talked with them. Would they be receptive to having X amount of days of the field, and he was okay with it. He wanted me to schedule for this fall. I says, no. I have no idea. I says, I'm thinking out loud and I'm thinking down the road and stuff. So,
well, would we be able to have, since you have so many circles available, would we be able to have a contest in conjunction with this that bring more people in, and it would give people something to watch? It would be pretty cool, and you could have training flights on the other side.
Well, and here's the thing. He told me that if I can get some listing of who would like to attend and show up, we have the Visit West Virginia, all this stuff to push the state, and there's actually some money out there to help fund it. There's a possibility. In other words, you might get a heck of a deal on hotel rooms or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to the right people. I would like to see something.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, anyway, what's Brendan and Angstrom doing?
Hey everybody. We got our baby combat streak here, and we're about to glue the wing in. So just getting that all lined up and ready to go. So pinning it down and just measuring 1,000 times and just making sure everything's nice and straight.
Learning a few things, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Angstrom was saying earlier, I think last week, this was the best build we've ever made. Too bad it's a half A size plane, but yeah, we've learned some things along the way to the point where, yeah, hopefully this one and then the next one. I can't remember if we were talking a Legacy or Olympic or something. It's something I can't remember. It was one of those two models, but we were thinking about going that route for our next big build.
Well, all bench time is good bench time, just like all stick time is good stick time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your departure date?
It is this Saturday, so we're counting it down here.
Wow.
We were supposed to have Todd Lee come in this weekend. Sorry about the lighting. We had a little bit of a flood upstairs. They turned our water off, and we accidentally left the fresh water little spigot on because it didn't give us water. So we left the house that day, come back, and that little spigot had stayed on once they popped the water back on, it stayed on, flooded our kitchen, and then started dripping through the ceiling.
Oh,
yeah. So that's why we're a little bit in the dark here.
well, make sure you turn the main water supply off when you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm fairly cheap if you need a doggone translator for Australia. I speak the language.
Two countries separated by a common language.
But we were going to have Todd Lee over for the weekend to just do some judging, and we had a couple of cracks in the plane that just wanted him to kind of take a look over. But there was snow this morning. There was snow on the outside when I woke up. So we had two just horrendous days of temperatures, winds, and it was all horrendous. So we told him, don't even come down. It just wasn't going to work out this weekend.
That day you called me from the field, did you end up going back that half turn or adjusting the handle?
Yeah, so we went back to neutral where we started.
Yeah.
And Angstrom, felt comfortable with that decision and just said, hey, we've put so much time on this handle, this setting, everything being right this way.
Yeah.
That despite the elevator and the flap being, more perfect in line with that half a turn tweak, he, like you said, like we told you, he felt it. He could feel that half turn and just.
Well, that's good that he can. That means he's a discerning pilot. He can feel it. Maybe when you get back, you might want to mess with that a little bit more. But right now, you got it working good enough. So.
Yep. So we're going to leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else really in the.
Angstrom, if ever anybody tries to make you eat Vegemite, just beware.
I had some over in England before. I think I gave a little heads up.
Okay.
Not so great. Not so great.
Listen, if we could deal with Will Davis and his liver mush at the Nationals.
That's terrible.
I had a buddy that was all into strange and bizarre stuff. He brought to work. He brought what was it? 1,000-year-old egg, and then is it Greenland shark? Is it a Greenland shark that's it has to go rotten? It's a poisonous shark, and it has to go rotten for it to be edible. So
Yum.
My grocery store all that this week.
You can have my portion.
Yeah, me too.
However, we did already scout out a Indian buffet while we're over there in Perth. We already identified an Indian buffet we're going to go to, and it's got some live music supposedly. So it's in an old bowling alley. So you sit there and you go, the looks, the aesthetics don't look great on the outside, but we're ready to grub there.
That's.
Too bad you're not going there during Christmas. You go to the Indian Cafe and hear the happiest music on the planet. Ring, ding, ding, ling, 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 ding.
How's that go again, Bob?
No. Once is plenty.
My sister-in-law, that's what she did this Christmas, answering all those calls, was singing like an Indian, and they were doggone criticizing her. Why you talk like that? It's hilarious.
That's funny.
Hey, Sparky, I think last week on the call you mentioned the movie The World's Fastest Indian, and
Yeah.
somebody recommended it to us in advance of us going to Australia and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So we watched it, and great movie. It was a very, very entertaining movie.
Good movie. Yes, it's one of his favorite movies he ever did, Anthony Hopkins.
It's a true story, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The record still stands, I think, for that size, because there was nothing else came out in that size. So I think that record still stands.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the movie, well, I think, didn't Tony look it up? I think my wife looked it up because, yeah, that movie's like 20 years old now. And it's at the time it said it stood. And I think it still does. I think you're right.
I don't think it's 20 years old. Maybe, yeah, maybe 18, 15, 18 years old. Yeah.
Bert, what the hell was his last name?
Monroe.
Bert Monroe. Yeah, let me look it up real quick. Bert Monroe record.
It was a V-twin of a certain displacement. And I don't think
Indian.
Yeah, it's an Indian Scout. Sacrifices to the gods of speed was what he wrote on his shelf with all the pistons he burned.
Let's see. The 1920 Indian, he did 184 miles an hour. And it was in 67 that he did that. 1,000 cc modified fuel using heavily modified 1920 Indian. At age 68, which remains one of the fastest, if not the fastest speeds on an Indian motorcycle.
Wow.
It's not the top speed. It's just the top speed for an Indian.
Reminds me of the story about the drunk that was going down the one-way street the wrong way. And a cop stops him. He says, "Didn't you see those arrows?" He says, "I didn't even see the Indians."
During a qualifying run, he reached a top speed of 205.67. The record, the record still stands as of January 26.
Yep. Pretty interesting guy. I have that DVD, and it also has another documentary with him, the actual Burt Monroe. So if you ever get a chance to buy that DVD set, it's worth having. Cool stuff.
Yeah, the cast of this movie I'm talking about is Marco Rubio, Kristen Gillibrand, James Clapper. They're talking about UFOs and how we got bodies. I'm gonna watch it tonight after the thing here.
What time is it on?
It's on right now. You got to buy it. It's on Amazon.
What? Amazon Prime?
Yeah, $14.99 to rent it for 30 days.
Well, just hold your camera and record it for us like they did in the old days.
Yeah, so I can get a strike.
Here's John. Morning, John.
How you doing?
Hang in there.
Look who we got on here tonight. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we got John Miller.
You got
Yeah. Nice shirt. I like it.
without my hat too, you know.
Yeah.
Watch out for the glare.
Make 90 between there. I just have to keep measuring and making marks. So
You better measure that again.
I see it there. I'm sorry, but you're going to be bored a lot.
I keep
Oh,
cutting it.
come on.
Richard here and John and me will pretty much outnumber everybody here. And Gary, we pretty much
Yeah,
outnumber everybody. You know?
That's chrome domes, you know. They say grass doesn't grow on a busy street.
It doesn't grow in a billiard ball either.
Well, God only made so many perfect heads, the rest he covered with hair. Be proud, show it off. My goodness. How's everything going for everybody? Getting the latest zoot suit, Super Turner automotive covered airplane going?
What's that? I don't think you could say that again if you tried.
Suited, automated, covered, auto covered. Yeah, I
Say that
can't.
say that 3 times. Yes,
Right.
3 times fast.
Yeah, I can't do it. I already forgot what I said.
I turn like a
Good.
Perionosaurus.
Well, that's a good thing about being as old as I am. You know, everything is new every 5 minutes, except for the old stuff. The old stuff stays there. It's all the new stuff that goes away.
I know for all those guys listening, it's new every 5 minutes too.
Yeah. Tell the same story. Yeah.
Funny. Um, Everybody's being really quiet.
Yeah. Don't everybody speak at once.
What kind of handles do you guys use?
I use a CAS 90 millimeter. We'll get one to show it to you.
Never.
That's what I used to, Gaz.
I like the CAS handle, the big one, the 90, but I am a huge fan of the Smith Brothers carbon fiber handle, hard point handle.
Yeah.
I love those handles. They're the
It doesn't
best.
weigh anything.
Doesn't weigh anything, and you can make the grip however you want it. And I made it a big fat ass kielbasa sausage for my big hand, right? I don't like handles that are too skinny and too narrow. So you put your own balsa on the sides. It weighs nothing. And a hard point handle is the only way to go, brother, in my
Well,
opinion.
yeah, in your opinion. The only thing wrong, I have one of those Smith Brothers, and they're beautiful works of art, but they just don't have enough line spacing for me. They're not adjustable out to where I need them. I use the 90 millimeter cast. This one doesn't have the reversible frames on it, but
I
have
didn't need the big line spacing with my Axioma, and I doubt I'll need it with my Aurora either.
Well, you might try it though. I mean, there's a way of trimming airplanes that I learned from Dave Fitzgerald, and I was very skeptical. And then he retrimmed I lent him my Crossfire when he came in to fly a contest here, and he said, "Can I retrim it?" I said, "Look, it's yours. Fly it like you stole it. Use whatever you want to do with it." And he opened the handle spacing significantly and put a tiny bit of nose weight in, and I flew the airplane. It was so much better. And
I get it.
I would never would have gone into those realms if it wasn't for him.
No, I get it, Bob. And there's two schools of thought on that: narrow spacing, wide spacing. But when you've done both and you find out what works for you, that's what you do. Right?
Yeah, well, have you tried a significant amount of spacing?
Absolutely. Of course
okay.
I have.
All right.
Of course
And
I have. I started flying my Axioma on the CAS handle 90 millimeter, wide open.
How much spacing?
Whatever the max is, which is like over 5 inches, right? 5 1/4 or something like that. And I kept reducing, and it got better and better and better. Like I said, you can do big handles, you can do small handles, but ultimately it's up to the guy with the handle in his hand to decide what he likes.
Oh, I get that. But I never even tried the realms that David got me into. And when I did, I said, I'm never going back. That's for sure.
Yeah. But the question was, what's your favorite handle? Smith Brothers hard point, I got to say. And then for everything else, I do use the CAS adjustable.
Yep, the 90 millimeter. And this is the one that doesn't have the reversible frames. You can get the one with the reversible frames where you can get it out to like 7 inches. That's probably about where Robbie flies his, on close to 7-inch spacing.
Yeah.
The only bad thing about those handles is you can't get them no more.
That's true.
Huh.
I was supposed to lend 2 of these to Brendan and Angstrom. They forgot to get them when they left.
Oh, hang on 1 second, Chris. Sam, come here. Ed Waskey's on here. You got something to say to him?
Yes, I do.
Say thank you.
Thank you for the $300.
Oh,
Yeah, and
the donation.
the donation.
You
sorry.
dumbass.
More
you.
than happy to do it. And that, when you're representing you guys are representing us, and just hopes it helps out and stuff.
Oh, it helps out.
It
time.
does.
Yeah,
It
thank
does.
you. Yeah, Ed took care of us too. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate you.
thanks.
Very
You're
nice.
welcome.
You got the picture. We put your name on the supporters plane.
Okay, I couldn't figure out. I saw that and I figured that's what it was. I didn't know
So
it was the plane.
we bought 20 airplanes for Sam for the Worlds. We're only taking 12, but we've taken one of those airplanes, and everybody who's helped us along the way. And that's not necessarily just monetary donations. That's our team members that have helped us with training and practice. My man, Big Chris over here, he's done a lot of work helping me and Sam get ready for this, helping us build the box. And he's over there working on he's on a smoke bake right now, but he was working on our pit box that we're taking with us. Dave Fisher made these really cool pit boxes that fit in a Walmart 6-pack cooler, right? But he 3D printed a very nice insert that goes into this Walmart 6-pack cooler that we can use for pit box. It'll hold lines, handles, props, water bottles, tools. So just anybody who's ever given us a little time, that we gave one of the neighbors who just put up with us flying practice flights in the backyard. We put their name on the airplane because they're not complaining to the HOA about us. I don't know how far that'd get them anyway, because I'm the HOA vice president, but
There you go.
There you go.
Well, maybe we did. I had a customer from Perth in about 6 months ago. We did his engines on his Phenom 300. He went to Oshkosh and then something else, and he came to our facility. And he flew it from Perth. We did hot sections on the engines, and
oh wow,
back to Perth he went. So maybe he'll recognize. Maybe if he's there, he'll recognize the name. I forget.
Well, that airplane is not going with us. This is a keepsake airplane for Samuel to have, just to remember the world champs. If Sparky can make me big, or somebody can make me big, I don't know.
Oh, you're big on my screen.
I'm big. All right. Okay. So yeah, it's one of his planes.
Cool.
It's the style we're taking, and anybody who has helped us along the way. Sammy's girlfriend has been putting their names on the airplane for us. It's good for him to keep, But we do appreciate the help, Ed, and
you're welcome.
We're gonna do our best. We leave a week from Wednesday because we are not flying in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Sam couldn't get that much time off of school, so.
Question: is Sam's girlfriend going on?
No.
Good.
No, he doesn't need the distraction of a girl being there, man.
That's what I was saying.
You're right, John. You're right. Yeah, he doesn't need the distraction of a girl being there.
There's plenty of girls. Watch out for them. Watch out for them pretty blonde ones that fly combat.
Yeah, I think there's actually there's 5 females signed up at the Worlds this year, and 3 of them are juniors. So, yeah. Don't be a smart ass, man. You're gonna get smited. Don't think it's easy just because they're girls, man. He still hasn't learned the lesson of hubris and how it can bite you in the ass. That's what I'm telling him right now. Like, don't underestimate, man.
Well,
What was that girl back in the 60s, Bob, that used to whip everybody?
Shirley Austin.
Oh, Shirley Austin. Yeah, okay.
Who's on the air?
She flew up a Nancy Band designed half-assed.
Who's playing radio?
Yeah, we got to get that off.
Not us.
Who's playing radio?
John.
Sounds like a British guy.
Is it me?
Yes. Can hear your TV or something.
No, it's something I thought I shut off. Hold on a minute.
Mute yourself so he doesn't get a hit. There you go.
There you go.
By the way, here's that cat handle with the extenders on it, the reversible frames. You can see how you can get even more spacing.
Yep.
And I got it all the way out.
All the way out. Huh. That's pretty nice.
Is it done?
No, I've been waiting on you to.
Oh, you got to drum us some more? Well, let me show it at least. Give me what you got. Yeah, so I can show these guys. So they figured out a way to take, this is a Walmart, just a 6-pack cooler. And Dave 3D printed these inserts to go into this cooler.
Boy, that's cool.
And it holds everything you need for an F2D pit box. I mean, minus a fuel jug, but like your props, your plugs, your tools, your CA, your tape, your syringes go in the top, you know, for the match or whatever. You can't take a gallon jug out there with you, but you don't need it anyway. You just need 4 syringes. And your battery for your glow igniter in the slot, and it's very nice. And then compact to get it over there, right? Because typical pit boxes here in the state, oh my God, how big are our pit boxes that we carry around, right?
Huge.
Can you imagine traveling with a regular, like a
There you
regular
go.
size
Then you
pit
put
box?
legs on it.
We
Then you
would
put
use
legs
it in
on it,
that.
right?
Say again?
Then you put legs on it.
Well, yeah, some guys do. Yeah,
Yeah.
Stubs.
there you go.
You remember Stubbs setup?
Oh, yeah, I do. So anyway, we're just putting the finishing touches on the last couple things. Sam, show them your model box. Hike that thing up. Watch this. This is our,
One put on the backpack?
yeah, take that off. Well, show how you can carry it first. So this is our model box. We got a dozen models in it. We put some straps on it so you can carry it through the airport, but also put it on the ground.
That's what I was going to ask, if you could do that.
Now, when we're going through the airport with our 5 big bags of luggage, he can be a Sherpa and carry it through the airport that way. He still has both hands free.
Let's see him do that.
All right.
Sammy the Sherpa.
So, are you prepared if customs wants that opened?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, 100%. It's a very easy flap on top. I'll lift it up and show you here. There's one line that it says open here all the way down. All they got to do is cut that tape and the top will open up and they can look right in it. And I'm putting tape in my carry-on luggage. So if they do it, I can tape it back.
Yeah.
And we have the entry letters from the Australian modeling people that explain why we're carrying such a big number of models. And they sent out a basic form, and they have you put your name and your passport number in it and what country or origin you're from. And the reason you're coming to Australia is to participate in the F2 World Championships. This is why there's a high number of models, blah, 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 blah. And the organizers of the World Champs in Perth have their name and email and phone number on there. And I don't think it's going to be an issue, man.
Yeah, they worry about resale.
Save all the pieces and put them back in the box. That way you can say, we didn't leave nothing here.
Well, they talked about a carton or something. Like if you're bringing stuff into the country, you may have to pay an exorbitant amount of money. But I did a bunch of research on it, and it's really only for commercial purposes. Like if you're a musician, photographer, filmmaker, and you're bringing equipment into the country for commercial purposes, like you're going to make money off it, they may charge you to bring the equipment into the country. That was one of the bulletins we got. Was you may want to fill this out ahead of time so you don't have any issues at customs. And I went to U.S. Customs and Border Patrol and read everything it said. And it's basically, it said, only if you're there to make money in a commercial venture, you have to pay for equipment entering the country.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody's making any money flying toy model airplanes in a world championships. So I'm going to take my chances and not do that. I don't know if anybody else is doing it, but I'm not doing it because we're not making money. You know, he's going to get, you know, a plaque or a plastic medal that says he participated in the world championships if he places. You know, we're not making any money. We're not taking stuff there to sell. We're not videoing stuff for commercial purposes to make money in any way. So I think we got it covered. We'll talk our way out of that one, maybe.
Yeah. I have to worry about that when I ship my stuff over.
Hey, Gary, I made you the host because I'm having internet issues.
Okay.
Now I'm going to have to jump off too, guys. I got things I got to get done.
Well,
we're not going to stay for a Bearcat report. We know we got one coming.
Yeah, I'll stay for a Bearcat report.
I'll stay for Bearcat too, and I'm going to mute out too because we're going to make some noise. But Ed, thank you again, and thank you everybody else who's been involved with Sam since he was 5 years old, flying model airplanes. Man, a lot of you guys known him a long time, and he's come a long way. And we're gonna do the best we can when we get there.
Yep.
Good luck. A little long-legged kid.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Major milestone. I sprayed clear today. So.
Looks pretty.
Ooh,
that pretty.
The canopy's clear now?
Yeah, the canopy's clear now.
Wow.
What clear did you use?
The class coat.
Class coat. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It doesn't look really clear when you mix it up. It's got an amber tint to it.
that's comparable to dope.
Well,
yeah, but you're putting it on such a thin layer that
yeah, I mean, you don't really notice it on the plane, but Glasgow has been accused of having white that turns yellow, but I wonder if it's the clear coat you put over it.
Just like dope.
Anyway, that's the Bearcat report for today. So downstairs curing right now.
You get all the control surfaces cleared too?
Yeah.
Wow, the next week, by the end of the week, we'll get it all together and see what it looks like.
Yeah, it should be.
When I shoot clear, and there's going to be a catalyzed clear that takes a while to cure, I always turn the airplane upside down. So any dust that float comes on the bottom, not the top.
Yeah.
You know?
Ooh,
Looks good. What's your projected weight?
Well, the last one weighed 64 ounces after I got some balance weight in it. And I don't see any reason this should be much different.
Yeah.
We'll find out soon.
Looks good. All right, guys, I'm going to punch out.
Take care, Bob.
all right, good night.
Yeah. Take care.
Good night, Bob. Oh, Espen's coming in.
Yeah, I can't. Can you hear me, Gary?
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, we can't see you.
Can't see you.
All right.
Well, we can't see you.
I will get 2 ice skins.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Oh.
I will get 2 ice skins.
You got an extra window open. You're echoing. You got an extra.
Okay. I got you, man.
That's one way to get more on the screen, and it's just double yourself up.
Yeah, but it slows the thing down.
Yeah.
I think he's having issues. He looks froze again. Now he's on the other one.
I don't know. Can't get in.
Where we lost John Miller, didn't we? Oh, there he is. Okay,
He's
he's
still
back.
there.
Okay.
My computer's acting up again, so you know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was fine for the last month or so on this one. Then
Hey, anybody know what happened to Phil? I haven't seen him in over a month. Phil Bailey.
I heard he got his shoulder
same
fixed,
with
like
Joe.
you.
Same with Joe Gilbert.
Yeah. I wonder if we said something. I just don't think that those two have been the kind that if we said something, they'd, you know, they wouldn't, they'd grab.
I'd have to check and see if they're supporters. They may not be supporters.
Ah. Well, I wonder where they went. Gordon Delaney was trying to get in and called me. I wasn't sure what to do. I was told him I'd tell you, so I told you.
Yeah, he's a supporter.
Yeah, he's having trouble getting in or whatever it is. He said he doesn't see his name on there on the screen anymore.
Well, he's not logged in. I gotta log in.
Gordon is a millennial man, but he's not this far into it.
Hey, send me his phone number on Stunhanger, will you?
I'll do it.
And I'll get him back on.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to bail out of this.
Who's that?
David Eskin. He's having a problem.
Bailing out?
Yeah, I can't get in here.
You're in. You just need to move your camera so you can see your face.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm not. Yeah.
You already set off your entry form for the November meet? He's gone. You guys notice that they're already asking for forms for the stunt challenge in Las Vegas. They're trying to get a really good deal for us. The more he's got signed up, the better chance.
Are you going, John?
Yeah, I'm going. I'll be a judge.
Okay. My plan is to go. The Worlds is going to be the big one for this year.
Right.
And then I'm going to the Nats to fly stunt. Sam is not coming. There will be no combat flying at the Nats for us this year. I'm going to go to try to fly stunt again. And that's really it for the year. The Worlds, stunt, Nats for me. And then at the end of the season, I would like to go to Las Vegas and have a little daddy vacation. Go to Vegas.
A good time.
Fly a little stunt. So that's the plan.
What are the dates on that?
I'd have to look at it, but it's usually right around the last weekend, or last part of October, first part of November.
Last weekend of October, first couple days of November is generally.
Angson's not going to be able to go trick or treating. I mean, don't they all want to see a 6'8" kid showing up at their door asking for candy?
They might.
If you look on Stunhanger, he's actually no. It's not on Stunhanger yet. I got an email from him. I'll if I can find, I'll post it to you on the forum here, the information. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think we've asked the whole family, and yeah, pulled the family, and everybody wants to go out. So
Yeah.
I think we'll be going to Vegas.
Well, I'll tell you, Brendan, Ruben and Steven get a ripping deal on the Rampart, the JW Marriott Rampart Hotel and Casino. And it's like $39 a night or something, man.
Well, here we
it's
go,
not
Steven.
more.
Here we go. This is direct from McBride. Okay, I'm going to read it all. The Las Vegas Top Gun contest is still months away, but Steven asked me to notify everyone to send the entry registration with the buffet names to the Hotel Rampart form attached PDF. Why, Steven's host is trying very hard to get everyone coming to the contest hotel deal Rampart, now called Resorts of Sumlern. He cannot do them all at once, and the sooner he gets your request, the better chance you get to get a room deal of $200 for 4 nights in an unbelievable deal 5-star motel or hotel that normally goes for $350 a night on weekends. I'm hoping to start receiving confirmations ASAP. All money is refunded for no-shows a week before the contest, October 22nd. Late entry forms may not get you a room deal. Send it now. Payment arrangements can be requested with the forms. Thank you, Ruben and Steve.
Did he have dates on that, Sparky?
October 22nd.
Oh, no. That's the cancellation date.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the cancellation date.
that's the letter I got that I'm reading.
Hang on.
I'm not opening a
It's
PDF.
October 29th through November 1st.
There you go. Mark's got it. He knows. Yeah.
Contest starts on October 30th and ends on Sunday the 1st.
Yeah. There you go. So yeah, Brendan, you should go. You guys should go.
Yep.
It's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Will be.
It's a good contest. It's a good town. Lots of stuff to do in Vegas.
Yep.
Lost wages?
Hey, Mark Gerber.
Yo.
Do you use Facebook Messenger at all?
Very rarely. I've had a lot of trouble with people hacking into me and everything.
I got you. Well, since we're friends there, I sent you something through Messenger because I didn't have an email address for you or even a mobile phone. But I sent you the history of the Bearcat. There's a really nice video floating around out there. And I think it's about 10 or 12 minutes long on the history of the Bearcat and how it was designed, why they designed it. And, it never really got to be used in World War II. And it had these breakaway wings on the very early prototypes of it.
That didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out. But and then it follows the career of the Bearcat, basically from its inception all the way from it being used as a racer in the air races and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, I see it now.
Okay, it's a really cool video. It's not spam, and you won't get a virus by looking at that. But I thought you would enjoy that because you're a Bearcat guy. So check it out. It's a good video.
All right, thanks.
One little prick with the X-Acto knife, and I bleed like a stuck pig, man.
Young blood thinner?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm making bladders. That's the Chris is working on the pit box. I am cutting apart all our bladders and making cleaning all the oil, castor, and nitro off of our end caps so that our nitro doesn't set off some detector while we're trying to fly with them on an international flight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And We have disinfected our airplanes like to the max. You know, I wasn't even really sure about test flying all our planes because I was worried about getting nitromethane and methanol on them. But we had to trim them, right? We got to trim them before we get there. So
Yep.
we did. But that we had an assembly line in here last week where I cleaned them with degreaser, and then Chris cleaned them with isopropyl alcohol after that. But I'm doing the same thing. It's going to be all brand new bladders, flushing the end caps. I still got to flush the engines. You know, I got to get the engines ready for transport. I want to make sure there's not one atom of anything that is considered explosive on the engine, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Would it help to put each engine after you've cleaned it into a Ziploc bag?
well, yeah, I'm going to do that, but we had to test fly all the airplanes with the motors we're taking.
Right.
We have 10 motors. We ranked them 1 to 10. We're taking our best 6. So those 6 have to be disassembled. Clean kerosene is the way to do it, from what I'm told with the other F2D guys. Everything disassembled, washed in kerosene, and then washed again in 90%, actually 99.9% isopropyl alcohol to remove all the traces of everything so we can travel with them.
Wow.
Who'd have thunk, man? You know?
Hey, I got to go onto a plane one time and they pulled me out and they had their sniffer all over my computer and everywhere, man. I put probably a good hour in there while they're going through everything. I don't know what they're looking for because I certainly didn't have anything, but they must have caught, you know, come to think of it, that bag, my computer bag, sat right next to my flight box.
Yeah. John, are you sure you weren't twisting up a big fatty over your keyboard and like the shake got locked in there or something, man? 'Cause I'm serious. They find that shit. They smell it. They
Oh
find
yeah,
it.
they went in between
The
the
organic
keys.
material X-ray will find it. I am being super paranoid about not weed shaker, because we don't do that, but the nitromethane and methanol, man. I don't want some bomb sniffing dog to smell something.
They've got a mechanical sniffer. It looks, it's got a
in the airport.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they go right in between the keys and everything.
Yeah. I mean, we're being as careful as we can. We're cleaning everything. I mean, we're not doing anything illegal, and we're not
right
trying to do anything bad. I just don't want to have any hiccups, man. You know, I don't want any fuck ups on this trip.
Don't blame
Sorry,
you.
Sparky, I swore.
All right.
I don't blame you.
And our biggest stress factor in this whole trip is that box that Sam had on his back makes it to Perth. That box has to make it.
Yeah.
If
I think
that
the other
box,
one is that. I think the other one is that good-looking little blonde combat flyer from Germany. Or was it
well,
Poland?
maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Send it UPS, Mike.
We talked about this, Spark. I don't know if you were on when we did this, but like 3 months ago, I packed up this box and I took it to DHL and FedEx. Do you want to know what they charge to ship that box to Australia?
$300-400 probably.
$1,400
Oh my goodness!
to ground ship it, or you know, however it went. I went to DHL. It was $1,400, and the box doesn't even weigh 20 pounds. I mean, there's no motors on the airplanes. It's a dozen F2D combat planes with a cardboard box. And then I went to FedEx thinking, well, maybe they'll be cheaper, and they were like $1,250. So I said, screw that, because I
You're
was
paying for
worried about.
space.
I was worried about oversized baggage fees or it being too big for an airplane. But Chris and I finished the box. We packed it up last week with everything that's going to be in the box. And Chris drove me to the airport last Thursday, Wednesday. We actually drove to the Nashville airport. Chris dropped me off. He circled around the roundabout while I went into Delta with this box, and I checked in with the Delta concierge and said, "Hey, I'm not traveling today, but I'm traveling in 2 weeks with this box. We're going to Australia. Is this going to be an issue?" She looked at it. She measured it. She said, "Not going to be a problem." She said, "You're not even going to get charged an oversized baggage fee for it." We
That's good.
ship boxes bigger than this all the time. We ship bicycles, golf bags, everything. And I said, "Yeah, but this is a big box." She said, "Well, it's not really too tall. It's not really too wide. It's just a little bit long, but we're not going to whack you on it." And I got her name. Her name is Katrina. She was the manager on duty that day at Delta at B&A. And I said, "Are you going to be here on the 29th?" She said, "No, I'm not going to be there on the 29th. I said, "Well, I'm going to drop your name anyway." But I got assured that it wasn't going to be an issue. So
That's good.
we are like double, triple checking everything, man, before
Where'd
we
you
do
learn
that.
all this from?
Where do
So
you
thorough.
think, John?
I was just
Where
going
do
to
you
get you to
think?
say it. I just wanted to hear you say it.
From the military, man, because
There you go. And
yeah,
what
you
branch
know,
was that?
man. You
And
know.
what branch? I know. What branch is that?
The Navy, from the Navy, John. And at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything because if I get some super bitch at the counter the day we check in, she could still give me a bunch of shit about it, right?
Oh yeah.
But we're doing our due diligence to make sure that that doesn't happen. And like I said, we have the letters, the custom stuff. We got our visa, everything. We got everything. I had a folder with documentation in it. I got all the FAI information printed out in a folder about Aeromodeling and
You
the
weren't a
invite.
storekeeper, were you?
No, I
No.
wasn't.
You talking like one.
He was an OS.
There you go. Sparky knows. Sparky remembers.
I
Sparky
forget what an
remembers.
OS is.
Not an SO, but an OS.
Operations specialist. They called them radar men in your day, John.
Yeah, back in the old days, yeah.
Yeah, they called them radar men back in your
I think
day.
they gave you all the new names to make you feel better about being in the Navy.
Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. But
I
we're
don't know what
doing
they
everything
call
we can to make sure that it's a smooth deal. And I think we've done it. We've done
Yeah.
it. I mean, I made the extra effort, and my boy Chris took me to the airport just to make sure.
Well, you got a
So
good shot at it then.
I
Yeah, you don't
think.
want to get there and have somebody throw a wrench in the fire and say, "Well, we can't get you on here."
Well, and all the F2D guys are worried about getting their airplanes there because of the size of their boxes and the amount of models that they're taking. Sam and I are taking the least amount of models. We're only taking 12 because he's only competing in the World Championships. The rest of the team guys are competing in the World Cup too. So, like, Dave is taking like 18 models. He has 2 boxes. The minors who are on the team and also competing in the World Cup, they're taking 60 freaking airplanes with them, man.
60?
60. 60. Now it's 60 combat models, right? But they have 4 people. Well, they have 3 flying in the World Cup, and
Three
then
flying in the Worlds and one flying in the Cup.
no, they're all flying.
Oh, they're all flying.
Yeah.
So
They have 3 flying in the World Cup and 3 flying in the World Championships. So they need airplanes for 2 double elimination contests.
see, they must have bought their ticket. They must have bought their ticket as a family. So they get
Well,
to
they
bring one
did.
box.
There's
box.
4 of them going. So there's Andy, Austin, Anna, and then Andy's wife is going, and then Andy's brother Kerry is flying in the World Cup. So yeah, they're bringing like 60. their boxes are way bigger than ours. So Roman ships airplanes in 10, 20, or 30 boxes.
I need to text the wife. I left my phone at home.
There you go. Roman ships the airplanes in 10, 20, or 30 size boxes. Sam and I took a 20 size box and squeezed it down to 12 because 10 wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
The miners are taking two 30 sized airplane boxes, right? These are big boxes. But
They
they're
might
not
get-
over the 115-inch max allowable limit, right?
Yeah.
So over 62 inches is oversized. 84 they consider really oversized, but you can take up to 115, but they're gonna screw you, man. Like they're gonna say this is $200 per box, you know,
But taking
and
that
that could
many
be
airplanes,
on each leg of the flight, too.
yeah,
you know?
taking that many airplanes, they're liable to get some wild ass. Well, excuse me. Somebody might say, "Oh, you're taking them over there to sell them."
No. We have those letters that state why we're coming into the country with the passport number. This is they are participating in F2D combat, which is a high destruction event, and hence the high number of model airplanes we're bringing.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that stuff is covered because the Australian guys from their national modeling organization are listed as email and phone number contacts.
Well,
If customs could call them and say, "Hey, why is this guy bringing 60 airplanes in the country?" And Trevor's going to say, "Well, because they're going to fly in a highly destructive event, 2 different events over 8 days. You know, they're not
Yeah.
bringing them to sell. They're probably all going to end up in a trash can. You know."
yeah.
So I'm not
and-
worried
and
about that part.
One other thing that just occurred to me is we're dealing with the Aussies and they're not like dealing in some of the countries in the Europe, you know.
My Zippo.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's the long and short of it, man. I think it's going to be okay. I think we've dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's, figured out what we need to do to get the airplanes there. But that is going back to what I said, our biggest stress factor is that box has to be in Perth when we land in Perth. Because if it doesn't make it to Perth, we show up on Friday, we have to register on Saturday and test fly on Sunday. If they don't get there by Monday, we got nothing to compete with.
Yeah.
And you cannot borrow airplanes in F2D.
Are you
It's not
doing
like
any? Are you doing any adjustment for jet lag prior to leaving?
Yeah, we're getting there 3 days ahead of the contest.
Okay.
We show up on Friday. We don't compete till Monday.
No, I mean in regards to when I was doing all my traveling. If I knew what I was doing, I would try to go to bed later each day. Try to change to where instead of hitting the bed at 10 o'clock at night, say something, I try to work up until like 2 a.m. prior to leaving to try to shorten the jet lags.
That's not feasible for Sam because Sam is going to be in school, attending school till the day we leave. So he's 17. He can handle it.
He'll just have to figure it out on the airplane. You'll have how many hours? 20 hours? 22 hours?
24 hours of flight time and 34 hours of travel time total.
Well, if he can't figure it out in 56 hours, I mean, come on.
Yeah, we'll get it done, man. If I got to have
you got my best wishes for whatever it's worth.
If I'm up too late, the wrong time of the day when I get to Australia, I'll buy a quarter of whiskey and have a few drinks and I'll knock myself out, Sam can just deal. He's 17, man.
That's right. He don't need sleep.
He doesn't need sleep. And he's going to be so freaking wired anyway, it won't matter. He's 7. You got to remember, guys, don't forget, he's a 17-year-old kid. He's going to just yeah, he'll just wake up and go, okay, or is it time to fly? Let's go. I might be dragging ass and feeling like dog shit, but it won't matter for him, you know?
Keep him away from the nudie beach.
Say hello
Oh,
to Jonathan Carradas and the rest of them guys down. Well, Jonathan's in
New
New Zealand,
Zealand.
yeah.
but Craig Biswick will be down there.
Yep. I know. I've already been messaging, well, a few of the guys we've been messaging back and forth, you know, it'll be good to meet you in person, you know, blah, 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 you know, so, and a lot of friends I have, from Facebook that are over there. It'll be the first time we ever get to meet face to face. So that'll be pretty cool, you know.
Cool.
Great.
I'm gonna slip out of here, you guys, and good luck to you guys in Perth.
Thank you, Richard. I appreciate that.
Good night.
Yep. Take care.
Take it easy.
All right.
Steve Smith, you made it.
Yeah, I made it.
Is a real, honest to goodness Steve Smith here?
No, just the original.
Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Steve. How you doing?
As opposed to the real Steve Smith.
Right. Yeah, we're in Nashville area.
Really?
Splitting the drive in two.
Where are you going?
You haven't gone over to see the mic yet?
No. Going to Triple Tree for the stunt camp.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Don't everybody speak at once.
Elaine says I went to Australia a few years ago. No jet lag going, but it killed me coming home.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about you, but around here, the pollen has been so bad. My eyes burn. I don't get to sleep until 4 o'clock in the morning. And so I've been getting up at 10 around there.
Yeah.
And usually fall asleep somewhere during the day on my lounger. So
Oh, yeah.
I've been making do, but.
Did I miss the Bearcat report?
You did.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
It was
bummer.
beautiful.
I bet.
You want to see it?
Yeah. He's got the clear on it. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just one picture.
All right. Oh, nice.
Is that nice?
Sprayed
That's
clear
very
today.
nice.
Look at that, man. That pinstriping the way you did it and the amount you did it is perfect. But it really shows well, doesn't it? I mean, it
So
doesn't
hopefully
look
I
too
can
nasty.
get the control surfaces on it and paint the black wing blocks and
Yeah.
put a motor in it and it'll be ready to go.
All right.
I should show you how to paint the inside of the wheel wells with that kind of green they use on aluminum. Make it look like little, I know how to do that.
Caffeine.
Hi.
Get your airplane slowed down yet?
Yep. So I just did it with lower pitch prop. So,
Yeah, you got enough advice there. I think you could have spent another year trying all those things out. But
was that sorry, Mark?
so you got so many different pieces of advice on how to do it.
Yep. Yeah, I know, and then So I tried to pick the easiest one first, and then it works. I mean, going to lower pitch prop seems to be working, but I think I want to try 11 and a half and 4. So should be working fine as well. So but 11.4 is works well.
What's the motor?
It's an LA 46.
Okay.
I see the top of Peter's head.
Peter's head, yeah.
So, Caffeine, you're gonna go down to Australia to visit all the friends that are gonna show up there?
Unfortunately, no. Yeah, I was thinking of going, but yeah, a lot of things going on my side, so I think it's kind of impossible to go there.
How far are you from there?
It's only 3 hours by flight, actually.
So get a boat. Be 6 hours by boat.
Yeah, well, our yeah, our passport is not that strong, so we need to get a visa to go to Australia, and then it's not that easy to get the visa as well. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
costly and it's not really easy. Yeah, I've been to Australia one time, but I when I did that when I what do you call it? When I was applying for the visa, I had to apply it like 2 times because the first one I got rejected for some reason, and then I had to reapply, and yeah, so I had to pay like double. So
Hmm.
it's not really easy to get a visa to Australia. So yeah.
Hey, Caffeine,
Yep.
have you been able to find the right size prop for your OS 46?
He just said it.
I
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
What'd you find?
It's 11.4.
11.4? Not the
Yeah,
heavy one at
I
APC.
was.
It's a heavy wide blade.
It's APC Sport. Like I don't know if they have another another version, but that's the only one I can get.
Okay. How's it work on it?
It's lap time is good. Tension good. Everything. Yeah, yeah. I like it.
Good. Are you doing any inverted flight or how's your
No,
turns?
not yet because last weekend I was just changing the prop and see for the tension, and he did some inside loops and eights, and it was nice, but no, I could only fly like two flights last time, so didn't do much, just to make sure the setup is right for further exploration. So yeah. Can you guys hear me, or it's
Yeah.
Oh
John
yeah,
that's
we hear you
freezing?
fine.
And we hear you fine.
Okay, it's John freezing.
So I was logged into the Facebook group, and I heard people talking about girls and fast combat earlier.
What do you mean the Facebook loop?
The group what you call it? Not yeah, no, YouTube on YouTube on yeah, the YouTube group, the YouTube stream.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was on there, and I overheard somebody speaking about girls flying fast combat at the World. Anybody want to see a girl flying fast combat back? I've got video that I converted back from the 2004 World Championships.
Has it ever been on YouTube?
Yes.
Then I don't want to see it. I don't want to strike. I don't want to strike.
Oh, okay. Well, it's my video. It's on. It's actually I'm the one that put it up there. That's why.
It don't matter.
It doesn't. Oh,
No.
okay. Oh, okay. All right. So then I won't share my screen.
Thank you. I mean, not that I don't want to see it. Just tell us the channel. I'll go watch it on your channel.
Well, yeah. Hold on a second. Let me do this.
Put it in the chat.
I am. That's what I'm going to do right here. And put the link into the chat. Let me see. Control.
Not the YouTube chat.
Yeah. Zoom.
Right.
Yep. I do Control C. And where's that other window?
Personally, I don't care, but YouTube has no sense of humor.
No, I can understand that. Yeah, you can't even like accidentally play a radio in the background.
No.
Control V, and there it is, and then bing, there we go. So that's the direct link to it. And she's the combat footage is towards the end of the video. I think it's the last few minutes of the at the end of the video. And then there's some stunt flying on there. We have Paul Walker flying his P-51.
Yeah, she's wearing a red jumper.
I don't recall. Then there's some people that are flying team race, a bunch of stuff there.
Yeah, I see it.
Hey, Peter.
Yes.
Did you ever get that Pathfinder done?
Nope, it's still bare bones. It's still sitting there bare bones. We had a conversation about that on Friday. Yeah, it's really, really dry now. It's been like that for I don't know what the past since what 2014, 2015, something like that.
Well, it should be nice and light. It's got all the moisture out of it, you know. You know, if you don't get it finished, you ship it off to me if I'm still alive.
Yeah, it's just things happen, and it just like sits. It's out there sitting on a foldable bench table, and it's in the well, what I would call it. It's in one of the spare bedrooms where I got all my junk, and it's sitting there with a pile of stuff. And of course, the other one, the profile. Oh, what was it now? That's also not completed. That's not even assembled yet.
Well,
that's in pieces.
That full.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, Peter. Your Miss Saginaw and your
yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Your United. You kind of been gone for about 3-4 years, man. Where you been?
Yeah, that's still also. The wing is done. The flaps. Yeah, the thing that kind of like screwed me up with that is I realized after I finished the wing and all that I have the push rod from the control from the bell crank push rod that's supposed to go up to the control horn for the flaps is on the wrong side of the fuselage.
Oh.
Instead of being on the outside of the fuselage, I ended up putting it on the inside of the fuselage. And then the horns that come with the kit, the horns, they're offset, obviously, because it's a profile, so those horns are offset, and they're bent and offset to the wrong side of the wing.
Make some new horns.
I can't connect the damn push rod from the bell crank to the damn flaps.
Talk to Brent and see if he'll trade you for a set, either unbent or bent the right way for you.
Yeah, and then I have no way of. I don't have no way. I really don't have any way of brazing up I mean, I can bend a push rod, but maybe I'll just have to do just bend the wire so it's just not, just straight across, and then get one of those what you call, get one of those nylon horns that you kind of like screw to the flap, and just screw that to the
Yeah.
proper side to the inboard flap, and then just connect it that way rather than having the horn with the belt, with the brazed upright.
Well, you think on it, you'll figure it out. You've built enough of them.
Yeah, and of course the thing that makes it difficult is that model, the fuselage it's got the
The
mock
jet nacelles.
the mock jet nacelles, which kind of stick out right there.
Oh yeah, that's
So my
well.
push rod actually is, if I put the wing in properly, my push rod kind of like gets buried right in the inboard jet nacelle. I mean, buried right in that piece of balsa that's the inboard jet nacelle.
I will make this prognosis for you. Once you finish that Pathfinder, that full body Pathfinder, the LE,
Yep.
get her trimmed out and flying, you're gonna kick yourself in the tuchus for letting it sit so long.
Well, I've also got it. That Pathfinder also has another problem. When I built it so I can mount. I was gonna have an OS VF45, VF45,
Right.
and I've got a straight header for it, but good luck finding a damn tuned pipe for it anymore. I mean, it's kind of like I'm kind of like screwed because the damn thing is the engine mount for the VF doesn't match any other OS engine.
Yeah.
You
could go with a header muffler.
The FSR doesn't match it. Nothing else from OS matches. Basically, nothing else matches that footprint. So I can't do a motor swap unless I pretty much tear the whole nose of it off, and you really do not want to go that route. And you can't find headers for those motors anymore. Good luck finding any kind of header for it anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's why that's the problem with pipe motors.
I mean, the motor's like brand spanking new, and I have a straight back header for it, but then of course I can't find a tune pipe, and then I can't as far as maybe going a header that would either point downwards so I can like stick something where it turns and points down.
Well, you could take the header you could attach another piece and stuff it with, or set it up as a header muffler, and you could at that point bend it down to where it exited at the firewall. The back, right there.
Yeah. That's I'm gonna have to figure out some way to do that. I'll figure that out. So I have things to figure out on both airplanes, and then of course I still have a Sig Magnum sitting brand new in the box up in the closet.
Yep.
Which I have an ST50, a brand new Italian ST51 for it. So
yeah, I just picked up a nice.
That's sitting there.
I picked up a nice ST51, and I've got something to use it on, but I don't know. I'm kind of switching over to electric. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody gave me an old Nobler that's set up for electric, but I'm thinking to myself, do I want to now start with that? Because I've got an Aero Tiger, I've got OS Max 45s, a blue one. I got all these engines, and what am I gonna do? Start messing with electric at this point? And to be honest with you, since the FAA has done this thing with drones, the ESCs, the cost of ESCs and a lot of electric stuff has gone through the roof because the FCC said that anything that you can put into a drone, any one of these camera drones, these consumer camera drones, that's not made in the United States, that's coming in from that's foreign manufacturer, anything new, you can't. So you can't import it anymore. And they said nope, not allowed to import it. So the only choices you have are stuff that's already in country.
Okay.
And the prices have gone through the roof.
Let me cut in here. I'm going to end the stream. I appreciate you guys watching. We do this Mondays and Fridays. It's from 7 to 9. That's God, that's Central Standard Time. And if you want to participate in this, you got to be a member on Stunhanger, and you click on the link and come on and talk to us. So we'll see you later. Fair winds, tight lines. See you. Okay. All right. Have at it.
So yep. So that's